Okay, so I am going to quickly go over how to play Guardian Druid in Dragonflight. Quickly to go over the talents in the class tree first. I like this and that for movement speed. What I would generally say, you'll probably want to take these, go all the way down to here for your interrupt, come down here, and then come at least down to here to at least have one stack into this for frenzied regen. When you fall below 40%, you want to then come over here. That way you can get renewal. And like I said, this is just increasing your roar cooldown by or reducing it by 60 seconds, which is whatever. Now, I do like the fact that you have increased range on your abilities. Sucks that you have to build these three things to get to it. But just build those to get to this and then get Typhoon. I also like this. It gives you a 6% damage increase to your magic and healing. So, really nice. In dungeons, if you need more remove corruption for curses and poison effects or natural recovery, my suggestion is take a point out of that, take a point out of that, put 2 points there, maybe a point out of that, and then you go right there. If you want that one specifically, maybe you get rid of Typhoon if you're not a fan of Typhoon, but I really do enjoy myself some Typhoon, so I won't be doing that. Maybe you don't need to go this tree at all for it. Maybe you don't care about your range being increased, then you can go there and then solve the problem that way. A couple things on how you want to play. Now, also the other thing that I would like to mention is Sunfire. For hierarchies, I think it would be harder to pull off, more tedious. Would I recommend doing it? No, not really. It's a little bit too much, but you basically just apply another dot on the target. It would be cool if you could, if you could do it in bear form. It would definitely be a lot better, but you have to hop out of bear form to do it. But I'll show you an explanation. So as for the class talents, pretty simple. Now for tanking dungeons and AOE, I think this is the best setup. You don't really need this. You don't really need 2 charges. You don't really need that, this is minimal. This could be good, and this was only really good as a conduit back in Shadowlands because Thrash came with Incarn. Now you don't really care about your bark skin. I mean, if you really want to reduce the cooldown, then yeah, you can do that, but I don't think it'll be needed too much. Then we look at Guardian of Elune, and after the wildfire, just heals other people, so there's a chance that could be used if your party is taking a lot of damage. If they aren't taking a lot of damage, then it's not really necessary because you can randomly just heal them at a wrong time, and it kind of just negates the passive. This is just some passive extra reduction to some of your abilities, not really crazy. Increasing roar. This one too gives you regrowth, but I don't think you need regrowth. That's all the spells that you don't use, really. I'll give you examples of why you would use some. And that would be if you need more defenses while raid tanking or in dungeons, if you find yourself, you would want to take an extra one of this. You would want to take this for like a strong tank attack. This reduces the damage done to you by 35%. Other than that, I don't think there's... Oh, yeah, that's right. Earth Warden, same thing. Let's say you're in a dungeon and you realize things are smoking you to Kingdom Come. Get rid of a point on your Galactic Guardian and go into Earth Warden. Reduces physical damage done to you. I think that's the only ability I would take off to go there. And yeah, that's basically all it is to it, to be honest. The only one, there's only two talents that I think would be pointless, and that would be, I don't want to really explain too much what each talent does and how they mimic each other. If you're curious and say, hey, why are you taking this, why are you taking that, please leave it down in the comments because I can be explaining each talent in detail. But I'm just trying to cut it short to the main stuff. I don't really like this one, but I do like that there's a 10% chance for Frenzied Regen not to get consumed, and if you're really lucky, you can heal a lot and never consume a stack of Frenzied Regen. I also don't like this. I would pick any other 2 points. Like, I'd love to put a point here and here if I didn't have to go into Moonfire reduction, but you have to get down here. I think you have to take Rage of Sleeper no matter what build you're going because it does 25% increased damage. You take 15%, right? Reducing. No, sorry, I got it flipped. You mitigate 25% of the damage, and then you increase your damage by 15%, and you get 25% leech, and it reflects nature damage back. So, like, it's a really good spell. Convoke, I think, is dead. I think, because you're just going to be casting random spells, might as well put a point where it matters. I don't care if my dots tick faster or whatnot. Incarnate was good. I don't think it is. It would be nice to have increased by 30% health, but it's too far down the tree for me to even want to consider. It might be good with Blood Frenzy and the extra passive to reduce its cooldown later on in Dragonflight. Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but the third season, it might be viable as a talent choice. That's basically what it is. So this is the AoE build. If you wanted something more defensive, probably go right there, or single target defensive and with a stun. I don't know, maybe you want Convoke instead of Galactic Guardian. You can do that too. A couple of different options you want to pick. Galactic Guardian is pretty good, but it's not the craziest thing in the world. A couple of different options. This is what I use. I just use it because I don't really like Convoke, because you just stand there casting random abilities. And you can generally sometimes cast bad abilities where, like, they don't really do much. But now for single target, this is my suggestion. Like I said, defenses if you need them. You can always take 1 point off of a damage ability for something else. Single target, you do not need anything in this tree, and you can put those points right there. And that's it. Now this is your single target rotation. If you're struggling with tank hits and tank mechanics, take a point off damage, put it there. Rage of Sleeper, I don't think you should get rid of. I would take a point off Circle of Life and Death if you needed like another thing of that. Just real quick, general idea of what to do. Like I was saying, for single target, the best damage would probably be this. Sorry, the thing kept popping up. This is definitely your best single target build. You have all the best single target damage abilities. You're not missing any of them. I think obviously then you have to play more defensive if you're taking damage. Take whatever you need, reduce whatever you need. And then this is what I think will be the best AoE. Honestly, the more I think about it, maybe just Convoke instead of Galactic Guardian. I'm not actually too sure. The reason why I take Galactic Guardian is because it does have a nice chance to proc, and Convoke is a 2-minute cooldown, so it just gives you something to do. And like, it's just moonfires people passively, so you don't really have to worry about actually pressing moonfire too much. And it gives you an extra 300% damage. That's simply it. And before we go, I'm just going to show you a quick example. You'll walk up to, oh yeah, also I love this because Thrash has additional chance to trigger 20%. So can't go wrong with that. Anyway, you pull up to a pack, you look at them and you say, hey, Thrash. Then Moonfire. 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 Everything has Moonfire. Then Sunfire. Then you come back in, do that. Rage of Sleeper, Berserk, and now you mash Thrash. And that's it. That's your combo, and then your damage will just start piling up. Just keep going. Do you need to activate Moonfire in this? No, not really, because Thrash does a lot more than it ends, and maybe you can do a Moonfire after that. As you saw, I hit like 55k. It's pretty good if you get lucky RNG with Thrashes, if you get lucky RNG with this ring. For right now, 50k for 5 targets is pretty good for tank damage. That's essentially it. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments. I usually play my Druid to do 20s, but I will be playing Shaman next for the beginning of this patch. So feel free to hop into my stream to watch me, ask me questions if you have anything about Druid. I do enjoy playing this class the most. Eventually in the season, if this ends up being a really good build and I am able to do 20s pretty easily, I'll upload another one confirming it. Same thing for dungeons. Yeah, on my Shaman I'll be trying to push 20s, and with my guild we'll be trying to do mythic rating, trying to do maybe like 20s the first week. So if you're interested in watching that, come to my stream, pop out. say hello. Any other questions about Druid, please leave in the comments. Like I said, if you have any ideas, any like concerns about the build, to be like, oh, why don't you take this over that? You know, there's always options. For example, you know, there's going to be someone to say, why don't you take Innervate? If you really have to, you can find a way to take it. Like, you don't really need that. Like I said, you don't need that. You don't really need this for raiding either. This entire side you don't need for raiding, so you can go this way for raid. Can you even, like, hold on, let me just... I got rid of the whole tree. I wonder if I just casually one by one. Then you, yeah, if your group really wanted you to have an innervate as a tank, yeah, that's what you do. Anyway, that's all it for tanking. This is what I think is the best AoE. I heal a lot. I do a lot of damage. It is fun for me to play. Any questions about it, feel free to ask in the comments. I'd be more than willing to help. Look forward to trying hierarchies with this build. Come watch me and my guild do Fall of Incarnates. Come watch me do the push to 20 Mythic 20 dungeon. I'm a Shaman, and that is it. I will catch y'all next time. See ya.